Hey guys, first of all, if you made it this far, I would like to personally thank you for supporting and for purchasing this digital product, which is the F&B Pack 1.0. So first things first, all you have to do is uncompress the file. Then after that, you will see two folders in this file. One is PowerGrade and one is LUTs. So if you're a Premiere Pro and a Final Cut user or whatever software you're using except DaVinci Resolve, then this folder is for you, which is the LUTs, where you can just drag and drop the LUT file into your footage in an adjustment layer or however you are doing it. And also keep in mind, you can also do that in DaVinci Resolve, but if you're using the DaVinci Resolve, I would suggest that you use the PowerGrade. So now let's proceed inside the DaVinci Resolve. So once you're inside DaVinci Resolve, all you have to do is go to the Colors tab, then click on the gallery, and here just create a new PowerGrade album and then name it based on your liking. In my case, I'm gonna name it F&B Pack 1.0 Test. So next is right click in this PowerGrade album and import the PowerGrade file, which is included in my F&B Pack 1.0. So head to the PowerGrade folder and make sure you import the file which is ending in .drx. Press import and there you have it. So just drag and drop to your clip or right click, apply grade. So after you've done that, you will see there's a CST start, which stands for color space transform start, and color space transform N, which is here. And all you have to do is just enable those two, and from here just head over to color space transform N, just go to FX, and then you can either select the Rec 709, or if you want more contrast, just select the Rec 709A, but in this case I would go for Rec 709. Then next is the noise reduction. Of course, if you have a noisy clips or a night clip and you wanted to reduce the noise, you can apply a noise reduction effect on this node, but keep in mind you're gonna lose some details once you've done that. But in my case, I have a clean footage, so I'm not gonna use this for now. Also the same with the flicker. If you have a footage that has a lot of flickers, then just apply it here. And then next is the white balance. Here you can adjust your temperature if you want more warm tone or a cooler tone, but in my case I want the neutral tone, which is already properly balanced when I shot this footage. Next is the exposure. This is the node where I adjust my exposure, and it's up to you how do you adjust your exposure in DaVinci Resolve, but in my case I go to color wheels and I go to color bars here, and I just adjust all this white stuff based on my liking. But in this case, this is already properly exposed, so I don't need to do anything. Next is the creative look. So this is where I play around with the look of the footage that I wanted to achieve. You have to enable the folder, which is the main one here. So once you double click this folder, it will take you inside where there is creative look. There's also skin if there's a subject, or orange in the clips. There's also a yellow, red. So basically this is all the colors if you want to play around with them, or if you want to highlight them or select them in order for them not to get affected when you tweak a creative look. So I'm gonna show you and explain what do I mean by that. So first is creative look. This is where I play around with shadow and the overall look, what color I wanted to look like, which I already set it up in a teal shadow and midtones. So once you enable that, it's gonna give you that teal shadow and also a little bit of the midtones. Let's try to disable again. You can see the difference there. It's giving you that cinematic teal shadow look. The next is the skin. Let's say I have a skin or person or subject in this footage, so I'm just going to qualify them. So if you see that orange is not affected because I have selected them in a qualifier, which is here. Next is yellow. So yellow is actually the green of the footage. I don't know why it's weird. Most of the time in my experience color grading, a lot of times the greens falls into the yellow. You'll understand as you progress. So if I don't want this green color to be changed, I just have to select it. If you guys are unfamiliar with selection, the purpose of the qualifier is you select a certain color, and once you tweak the main creative look, it's not gonna affect. See, notice when I push the shadow to a deep blue or teal, it's not affecting the reds and of course the yellows because I have selected them in these qualifiers. And then next is the curves. So once you enable this, you will see in the curves that I have adjusted the lumetri versus saturation just to desaturate a little bit. But if you're not a fan of a desaturated footage, then you can just disable this. And next is HSV boost, which is adding saturation. So if let's say I want to make the colors pop in a footage, this is where I adjusted the colors. So all you have to do if you want to do that, just go to the color wheels and main color wheels tab and just increase and tweak this gain, and you'll see and notice that it's increasing the saturation. And next is the sharpen. So keep this enabled. This will give your F&B clips that sharp look, especially if there's macro shots, they're super sharp. So inside my LUTs folder, I have 4 LUTs included in this pack. One is cinematic, color pop, desaturate, and neutral. So I'm gonna explain you one by one what are these and show you also an example. First things first, let's copy these LUTs into the DaVinci Resolve LUT folder. So again, reveal in Finder, create a LUT folder, then rename based on your liking. In my case, I'm gonna name it F&B Pack 1.0. Then just drag and drop the 4 LUTs included in my F&B pack. Now after that, head back to the LUTs folder and refresh, and you can find the 4 LUTs included in my F&B pack. So first is the F&B cinematic. So once you drag that to a node, you'll get a cinematic neutral color of the F&B, where I have made the shadows teal and neutral colors when it comes to the subject. Next is F&B color pop, where it's super colorful and super saturated. And the next one is F&B desaturate. So this is less saturated look. And lastly is the F&B neutral. So this is the neutral color adjusted based on conversion of S-Log3 to Rec 709, and that's pretty much about it. So again, thank you guys for your support and for purchasing this digital product, and I hope to see you on the next one.